Good day, everybody. It's Thursday, the 27th of November, 2025. I'm here again with just another video. Let me start by saying, have you noticed the increase in the memorials and funerals in social media like Facebook and others? Notices about funerals and memorials? Have you also noticed the increases in cancer cases, in heart issues? There are many more patients now, or people being diagnosed with cancer, including those in younger ages, say the ages of 20s, between the 20s and the 40s. Yes, there's an elephant in the room, as I pointed out. People are not talking about this. There's no questions about it. There's no awareness of this new pattern, this new phenomenon. In fact, when WhatsApp notices come around on funeral notices and memorials, there's just the condolences and rest in peace messages. There's no questions, there's no talk about the whys and the wherefores. They avoid the fingers that are pointing to the real culprit. The real culprit is the jab, the juice, the shot of the 2020-2021. And instead of actually asking questions or discussing the elephant in the room, there's just the condolences and the rest in peace messages. I think most people it's a too sensitive issue to open up that can of worms at a time of some family's loss of a loved one. So I think it's logical that people won't talk about it, but even post the memorials and the funerals, are people really becoming aware of why is it so that there's this increase in these issues? But basically, most people have the attitude of it's simply antagonism towards the so-called anti-vaxxers who bring up this point. They are the so-called conspiracy theories. You know, in my previous video, I drew the parallel between this attitude, this apathy, and as it was in 2019, 2020, about people who warned about this coming vax. People went on with their business, went on with their lives. They rubbished those cranks that were warning about that coming so-called solution. And now people are also, just as in that time, they're rubbishing the reports and the comments made about this big step, the digital ID. Now, on the surface, it appears nothing to be concerned about because it's all normal progressive processes. It's moves to improve the lives of people. It's improvement, it's development, it's advancement. And hence the reason that people are actually going to be looking forward to the digital ID, because it's going to give them yet more freedoms and powers to make life convenient. But the point is, as I mentioned in the previous video, this is a step towards something very significant for the future. And on the surface, it doesn't look like it's a problem at this stage, but I have the view that people need to take notice of this trend and see where it's leading to. Because if their focus is on everything except awareness and knowledge about this process, they will not actually be forewarned in the future and will be keen to actually fall in step with all that is being prepared for them. You know, in Revelations 13, I've mentioned this in previous times. Revelations 13 verse 16. Let me just read it for you yet again. And I know a lot of people are aware of this, but I want to link it to this message. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and or in their foreheads. 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, etc., etc. And it goes on to talk about that 666. 666, a number that a lot of people are aware of, but I don't think all the people are able to link that to what is actually happening now. Now, something for you to think about. It's not dangerous at this stage. I will post another video or two regarding the process forward from the digital ID, but part of just bringing awareness, it's important to show each other how this is linked to some major future event where the mark of the beast is being issued. Take note that Starmer, the UK president, when he announced the digital ID, he said that nobody would be able to work in Britain, in the UK, unless they have the digital ID. So there you go. If you can't work, you can't earn, you can't buy food, and if you can't buy food, you are in a fix. So there's the link. If Britain is on that trajectory, and other countries, as I indicated in my previous video, are also on that trajectory, surely the common citizen, the person that wants to survive and for their families to survive, need to be forewarned about this situation, because there is persecution on the way. But I'll talk about it at another stage. Just to tell you to have a great day further.